Hello, and this is the Plastic Cannon Podcast for Resident Evil 6. I'm Cody. My co-hosts are Vincent.
What's up?
And Ariel.
Hi.
And today, behind door number 1 are zombies, and behind door number 6 is something that looks like Jabba the Hutt's cousins.
The sea virus. All right,
boy, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, you guys won't get that unless you played the game. Alright, y'all. Bring on the questions.
Alright, so today Vincent has played through the entire game of Resident Evil 6, and I think right now he wants to maul his eyes out.
No, well, a little bit. I mean, I still like the game a lot, so. Alright, so the main plot of this game is basically, it starts out with Leon like a day or hours forward in the game, and he's with his partner Helena, and they're all beaten and bruised and and they're trying to get through all these zombies and whatnot in like Tokyo, Japan, or wherever the hell they're at. No, I think they're in China. So they're walking through and all this crap's exploding around them, and then it cuts out and it goes back to the beginning of the game. Where if you start with Leon, so that was like the prologue.
So 2 white people in China killing
zombies. Yeah.
That's not racist at all.
No. I mean, it's not as bad as the fifth game.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, with the tribal African people. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
But
It's only because they were all mad and rioting at first.
Oh, with their Hulu sticks and they might as well just go in, even though they're Indians, but whatever. You guys get the point.
Indiscriminate racism.
That's right. Oh yeah, Capcom, doing it right. Anyway.
So my main question is that does this story make any sense, and is this even a Resident Evil game anymore?
The separate stories make sense to themselves, but all together it doesn't make sense throughout the whole universe. Pretty much is what I'm gonna have to say. Like, there's 4 different stories and they all intertwine with each other, which is really nice. I love that part about the game. But all together it's just more. It's like trying to play Metal Gear, and trying to follow that story. You have to play through the game a couple times to get the whole deal.
Metal Gear.
Resident Evil.
I think Capcom might have been copying off of Kojima too much.
Maybe. I mean, no. Anyway.
Did you have to wait a half hour to start playing the game?
No.
Then not enough copy.
Alright. So, right after you play the prologue, you can pick between the 3 main characters. You got Chris's story, and Jake's story. And so you can pick whatever one you want to do first. So that's always cool. And then once you beat all those 3, then you get Ada Wong's story. And everyone intertwines with each other. They all meet each other at some point in time throughout the whole game. So it's always cool like that to have that happen.
Do they have water cooler conversations?
I wish they did, but they don't. I mean, I think there's a part with Chris and Sherry and Jake where they all are talking to each other for a minute, but other than that, no.
So there's no partner romance kind of.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
Comedy?
Oh.
Yeah, they tried to put that in there, but it doesn't do anything. It never comes to anything. Like Sherry and Jake, they because Sherry's Jake's partner in the game, and they try and signify that something might be going on there, but it never amounts to anything at the end of the game. Same thing with Leon and his partner Helena, never amounts to anything, and it's kind of boring. It's kind of a dick move because I love Leon. I want to see him hook up with a chick finally. I'm like, dude, how long has it been since your dick's been wet? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. And
no, man, look at all the zombies he kills. I mean,
that's
There could be certain job satisfaction.
Yeah, it could be. Well, not with the zombies that melt after you kill them, but whatever.
Hey man, rule number 34, right?
Take what you can get.
No, if it exists, there's porno of it.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, so So you got Leon and Helena, they partner up, and they're in America in the beginning of the game. And then you got Chris and Jake Miller. Or not Jake Miller, Pierce. I don't remember Pierce's last name. So you got them two together. And then you got Jake and Sherry together. Those are the partners. And Ada Wong is by herself. So it's all good. My favorite would have to be Leon's, mostly because there's actual zombies in the game, which is a big twist, I know, because they haven't had zombies since the third game, or at least Code Veronica, anyway.
I thought those things were extinct by now.
I know, right? They just keep bringing them back. But Jake and Chris's stories, they mostly fight the C virus, and they nicknamed them the Javo, I think, the Havo. I don't know how to pronounce it. And
So they're ripping off Star Wars.
no, they're ripping off themselves basically. I guess just name the ripping off, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's cool when they fight their partners. When they fight those guys, because depending on where you shoot them, supposedly heat builds up, and then like in like Resident Evil 4 and 5, like something like they their heads like explode and like turn into like a big clamp trap or something like that, like a bear trap, or like their arms explode off and then they grow like a new arm and they can like reach you over cover and shit like that. So that's all right. I mean, but
Can I like question what the hell Umbrella Corporation was thinking of when they decided to come up with this virus?
I don't know. What were they gonna do? Sell it to someone? That's stupid.
Like, how does this help anyone at all? Like,
I don't know. It's goddamn Capcom. That's what I have to say about that.
You sure they're not secretly bioterrorist or something?
I don't know. I know Ada was. She's not anymore, supposedly. She kind of just works for herself now. She's like a mercenary now. So.
This the story for this is not canon for the Resident Evil universe. So it's like if you played Revelations on the 3DS, there's no connection to 6.
See, I wouldn't know because I didn't play Revelations. I have not played it.
It's good. It's classic Resident Evil, except with like the newer mutations.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
I hear it's really good.
But, you know, from playing the demo and listening to the story, I mean, you know, it's like it sounds like Resident Evil 6 is a decent game for modern audiences, but anybody who's played the originals, I mean, I'd have to say then go with Revelations.
Yeah, I guess I could get behind that. I played a lot. I played a bunch of the games. I haven't played all of them, but from what I have to say, just from the beginning with Leon, if you pick Leon's story and you go through with him, his is the best because you got zombies. They're back finally. Finally, we got real zombies. They're not the Las Plagas. They're not whatever Resident Evil 5 was. He's fighting literal zombies, and he fights them throughout the whole game. He doesn't switch it up with the Java or whatever they're called.
Let's be fair. Resident Evil 5 wasn't zombies. That was just a recession and what happens when you don't get enough protein in your diet.
Yeah, maybe. So that means kids eat up all your pepperoni. Anyway, moving on to Chris's story. His was god awful. I hated his mostly because there was a lot of action. It turned into a third-person shooter with no ammo, basically. Because I mean, supposedly this game's still a survival horror, but with air quotes, Yeah.
Well, no, can I interject something there? I mean, I heard from an interview, and I'm not going to disclose where I heard it from, but I heard that the teams of this Resident Evil 6
right.
were competing for, it wasn't to be a survival horror game, but it was to be a Resident Evil game taking it in a new direction. It's supposed to be tense and thrilling and not quite scary, quote unquote. Well, from what I've heard, and I'm just paraphrasing here, guys. So,
kind of like Halo 4, and they're evolving. Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you call it evolving, making things
slightly different, yeah, I don't know. Well, regardless to the fact, like if you're gonna do that, then give me some more goddamn ammo for my stupid assault rifle. You know, I was going around just punching and kicking people the whole game. You know, with Chris because I had no ammo. The last boss of the game, I had no ammo. I had to wait until like these little bubbles exploded so I could pick up ammo that came out of them and shoot the boss. It was ridiculous.
Okay, so Chris has turned into Street Fighter.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you might as well just go back to Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and use him then, because that's basically what it was. Yeah.
Just give him a stick with something sharp at the end.
He had more ammo in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 than he did in this game. Yeah, no, it was just stupid. It pissed me off to no end how shitty Chris's story was, especially the fact that that the whole time, he was endangering his squad mates the whole time. Like, you play through some, like, background stuff for him. It's like 6 months earlier, that type of deal. And he's, like, real calm and collective and, like, being good with the squad mates that are around him because he's, like, the platoon leader. And, then, like, one of his men dies, right? And going back to where you were now in the present, and he's, like, endangering his people to no end. Like, he does not care. So it's like, how's this guy the captain of the squad anymore? Like, get him the hell out of it. He is a problem. There is something wrong with his head,
I can say in Revelations, because Chris was in Revelations, and in Revelations, he was a badass. He wasn't, putting anybody in danger but himself. If anything, he was one of the most experienced people.
Right.
And he was still with the BASS or whatever it is, the BASS or
the BSSA. Yeah. No,
the anti-fish terrorists. That's what they are. Anti-fish terrorists. The fucking anti-whalers.
Yeah, like he turns into like an alcoholic, and the one guy Pierce finds him and brings him back, and it goes to present day, and he's just endangering his squad mates, and like the one guy Pierce is like, "What are you doing, Captain?" He's like, "Fuck you," basically.
I think they owed him money.
Yeah, something like that. But they just turned him into a dick. Like, you guys played Resident Evil 5. You remember the parts where he was trying to find